Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video that I've ever recorded here on this channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix the front arm on your DJI Mini 3, whether it's wobbly, cracked, or not folding properly. I'll walk you through step by step. Here, I'll identify what the issue is with mine. We can see that this is the most common issue, is your front arm axle is snapped off. This happens extremely often, and it's nothing to be worried about. So, without further ado, let's get started. Before you begin, there are a couple items that you need to complete this repair. First, you need a small screwdriver. This specifically is a 0.6 hex screwdriver. This is very important as you cannot get anything else. Next, you'll of course need the replacement axle. This is cheap and you can get it on eBay or Amazon for about $6. I'll provide one in the description. Lastly, you will also need your drone. It may come in handy to have a tweezer as well, as the screws in the DJI Mini 3 drone are quite small. I'll be using this tweezer. It's incredibly fine, and it really helps with this repair. I'd strongly recommend it, and I'll link one down in the description as well. Before we repair, I'd like to say, take your time, and don't force anything. DJI Mini 3 drones are extremely delicate, and you really don't want to mess anything up. But don't worry. This isn't too hard. Alright, the very first step is to ensure that your drone is fully powered off and you have no battery inside the drone. Next, we will want to start by unscrewing the broken axle from the drone arm. Here, you can see these two small screws on either side of the arm. Quickly unscrew these now. Make sure you're keeping your screws in a nice safe place. These are really easy to lose. Unfortunately, my second screw has been stripped from previous recordings. I've had to get a different screwdriver for this. However, this should not be an issue for you. In the case that your screw is stripped, you can simply just go another size up in screwdriver. Now that we have the top part, you can simply just remove this. Don't be afraid to apply a little pressure, as this is stuck quite in. Remember, set all of your screws aside. Next, it is very likely that a part got stuck as it broke off, so you'll have to unscrew this as well. It is also important to note that small screws and scraps can get lost down inside of the drone, so ensure that you're taking your time removing all the parts. Now that we have removed the broken axle, we can begin by installing our new axle. The first step is to line up your axle along with the small triangle that is found inside. Don't forget to be patient. I've done this repair numerous times, and still, I struggle with installing this multiple times. Next, you can simply start repairing by inserting your screws back into your drone. I recommend starting with the top of the triangle. While installing, I lost a screw down in the shaft. This is why it's so important to have a small, precise needle. Next, I'll go in and install my second screw. I've successfully installed the second screw. Unfortunately, I'm missing the third screw, as it likely broke off when I damaged the drone. However, this is not too big of an issue. The next step is to reinsert the axle into the arm. You can do this by slotting in your newly installed axle into this hole. Lastly, to finish the job, you simply want to screw in the previous screws you have removed into the arm. Flip your drone over and move the back arm out of the way so you have access to this. And with that, your installation is complete. As you can see, the arm works as intended and fixes in its position. I hope your installation went smoothly, and if it did, please subscribe and drop a like so that I can continue making these videos.